Welcome to Borak Projex, your favorite project management podcast, where we go beyond project charters and project charts and deep into the minds of program and project management icons and leaders. I am Alex Zulkarnain, your host and fellow project practitioner, and this podcast is powered by PXP, Project Excellence Partners, your trusted partner in project excellence. In every episode, we will sit down and have conversations with real builders and champions of progress. The Otais, the sorcerers, the superheroes of the project management world, to unpack and learn what it really takes to deliver successful projects. No fluffs, just real talk. Yeah? Borak project. And are you ready? Let's bring it on. This first ever Borak Projex guest is a seasoned project warrior. I've known this gentleman for more than 30 years, since my first ever mega project, the MLNG2 project. This old hand in project implementation is someone who I call bro all along. Close to 35 years career span, mostly directly or indirectly in project implementation. His last full-time position before retirement is as a Vice President of Group HSSE, Health, Safety, Security and Environment in one of the companies. And it is my honor to introduce the wonderful Encik Dzafri Sham bin Ahmad.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me for this session, Alex. It's good to see you after such a long time, and I'm really pleased to see that you're still doing the things that you love.
Thank you, Bro Dzafri. Thank you. Can I call you bro? Kita dah lama kenal ya. Kita santai-santai borak pasal projects ya, bro. And we can use mixed languages, English and Malay.
No problem.
Tapi no problem. Japanese and German saya tak faham lah.
Tak apa. As long as you faham cakap Kedah sudah lah.
Okay. All right. Wonderful. Maybe first of all, we listen to your background, where you were born, your school,
that's an old story.
Family.
But okay. I was born in Kuantan, but I was raised in Kedah most of my life. So whenever people ask where I'm from, I would say that I'm Kedah. I'm from Kedah, Kulim, in fact. But anyway, I mean, I went to school there. I went to the boarding school, my secondary school, also in Kedah, and then went to do my degree in US. Came back and worked in one of the oil and gas companies in Malaysia. I was working there in various roles, and it started out with doing projects. So that's when I feel so passionate about project management, because I think more than half of my working life in that company, I was doing projects. And of course, I took up other roles and senior management roles in asset management, corporate business, and also in managing health, safety, environment of the company. But even with those various roles, I must say that I love project implementation. I love project management so much, and I have a soft spot in my heart on projects.
Interesting. I understand you have a mechanical engineering background.
Oh yeah.
Kenapa tak jadi mechanical engineer?
I don't know. I tak tahu lah. But I really don't know, because I was first assigned to a project, managing project. Of course, not as a project manager, but as a project engineer, and then building up from there. My career progression up until senior managers were revolve around in project management. Did a number of big projects, even was signed overseas and worked with international joint venture companies doing projects. So, I love that so much. But after some time, the company asked me to come back and contribute in the other areas. But, I somehow I didn't have the opportunity or exposure to really do real mechanical work. I imagine. Yeah.
I read between the lines. Jadi orang project ni boleh jadi VP juga, boleh pergi corporate, boleh pergi business. It gives hope to the young ones. You can go and spearhead companies. Walaupun start as a project engineer. Betul
when people look at capabilities, when people look at individuals' talent, it will show anywhere you are. It will show. So regardless whether you are doing operations, you're doing human resource, if you're doing technical, non-technical, but at some point in time, people will notice. And that's when you, inshallah, the ski is mana-mana ada. Inshallah, you'll have a good career progression, doing things that you've never imagined doing before. But I take it as a challenge, and because I love to learn even new things. There's no point of doing only the things that you are good at. But if you're given opportunities to do something else, if you are a mechanical engineer, if there's a vacancy, nobody looking after electrical engineering, and your boss asks you, can you cover electrical? You have to say yes. Of course, you would go through a learning curve in the beginning, but after some time, you'll be good at it. So then you can be multi-tasked, and then you have capabilities and edge compared to the others. So there are a lot of factors involved in building up your career in any organization.
Tuan Dzafri, Encik Dzafri ni I kenal masa saya masuk PETRONAS kan. I tak lupa bro, I tak lupa banyak advice dia as a senior engineer masa tu. One yang I ingat sampai sekarang, you told me, I think you pun tak ingat kot, you told me when your boss asks you to do something, never say no. I sampai sekarang ingat. Betul, still stand?
Oh yeah, it still stands, and from experience that still stands. Just do it. When I started doing, as a mechanical engineer, even when my boss asked me to do department budget, a lot of people say, what do you mean? I'm an engineer. What do you mean do department budget? I have to count how many Milo teams cans of Milo that we consume every year, and I just did it. And at the end of the day, you would have experience, and you may not use it at the beginning, but some point in time in your later time of your career, you might have to use that experience and knowledge.
Wonderful. I've actually applied that. Yeah. Sapu je apa yang disuruh. Sebab you told me bila bos suruh, maknanya you are honored to bring the solution to him. So tak sebenarnya kita buat. I applied it this way. Kalau tak boleh buat sendiri, kita buat team. Kita share the glory, buat sama-sama ataupun
Very
the
good
creative ways. Thank you so much for that. Partly where I was because of you lah. Bro,
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, kita bagi berat-berat sikit boleh?
Boleh, insyaAllah boleh.
Kita dah buat banyak projects kan. Kumpul-kumpul billions lah, I think. Billions easily. As a program banyak.
Billions.
There's always project challenges, always, and that's the addiction. That's where the addiction is, solving it, or even making sure issues don't happen. Solving before it happen. Dalam banyak-banyak your experience, kenapa still fascinated by project management dengan masalah, dengan challenges? How you find it as a nikmat for that one?
I would say that upon reflection, I wasn't enjoying the work when we had problems. That's how. But after you finish it, after you complete any project, there's a kind of satisfaction involved when you see the thing that you built. There are many work that you cannot see work, regardless whether it's a business management or asset management or HSC. You cannot see the product, but this is something that at the end of the day, you stand in front of the site and you look at it was bare, soil, and then suddenly there are things, buildings, plants in front of you. It's just, and also the real satisfaction that you feel, especially when you remember or reminisce the issues, problems that you've had in getting that thing completed. So, I would say it's that realization that made me, keep on wanting to get into project, after one project, get into project. And of course, in implementing project, you would have opportunities to work with a diverse group of people, contractors, consultants, subcontractors, suppliers from all over the world, and you would appreciate it, but you must learn. You must throughout the process. You must learn and pick up the good things that you get from this group, from the Japanese, good things that you get from the English people, from the American, and you learn throughout this experience, and then you pick up the good things, only the good things from them, and you try to put it onto yourself and practice, make it your own way. And, having that kind of many exposures, imagine the things that you can be at the end. If you were to pick just one good things from this, one good things. So, I look forward to learning. I observe a lot. A lot of people just go through life, go to work, day after another, day after another, day after another, go. At the end of the day, they don't even reflect. What have I learned? What made me who I am today? A lot of people just go through life like that, but the real power is in observation and picking up the good things from people that you want to do, that you want to have. And at the end, you can be a better manager, better project manager, better project engineer, a better person, a better husband, better friends. Imagine the power of observation and learning from those opportunities.
Oh, I'm a believer of that as well. Getting the best out of people. Bila I bagi talks to the young ones, I always talk about mentors tak boleh satu. Ada mentor, ada somebody you look up to. Cannot be just one person. So you actually have to have multiple mentors and get the best out of them to suit your mold. And you'll be probably better than each of them.
Yeah, I've had mentors. I've had mentors being assigned to me by the company. I've had mentors which I call silent mentor. The
Yes.
mentors that only I know that I'm observing him or her. He doesn't know that I'm his mentee, mentor mentee. Yeah? But it is very valuable
Yeah.
thing to do.
Sama lah. Ni secret recipe secret recipe. You can have mentors without them knowing you.
Of course, yeah.
By observing and learning and asking question berdamping dengan dia, tak payah nak ada position mentor mentee kan. Wonderful. Okay, tadi cakap pasal learning from various people. You ada mention British, Japanese. I know your project kat Egypt, ada pergi Japan, UK. Mana satu yang best sekali? Mana satu yang paling memorable sekali?
I believe that my most the steepest learning curve is when I was attached at the consultant's office doing project specification. So it was, and of course I've had many memorable, great experience throughout my career, even during project implementation, construction at site. I've had regrets also, bad times. But if I were to translate your question from memorable moments to my steepest learning curve that has changed me, I would say during one of the projects phase where we were preparing the project specification. So I enjoyed that period, and essentially it's relates to the silent mentor that I mentioned just now. So the project team leader was somebody that I never experienced before. I mean, I looked up to him tremendously, from the way he speak, from the way he sit, from the way he manage works or projects. So there was a time when even after that phase, I came back, and then a friend of mine said that, "Hey, Dzafri, you look like the person." Even the bawa, the behavior, the way he sit, the way he listen and uncle, so up to that extent. So that was one of the most memorable, and I would say the steepest learning curve that I've had, that has made me who I am today.
Interesting. I tahu kat mana tu, kat Netherlands kan. Okay, I pun ada sekejap je. Okay, silent mentor Yang dah otai-otai tu kena behave lah Orang observing you, yang bawah-bawah tu.
And now the way I see it is, Alex, is that nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
Even we are not perfect. So when we work with at a place, we should start to observe colleagues, bosses, subordinates. They are good points. They will be good points. Yes, there will be others, bad behavior, bad points, but don't bother, but throw them away. Just pick up the good points. That's what I meant. That's what I meant when I said observe, learn, pick up, practice, and make it your own style. But you are not going to become that person. No, because you are you.
Wah, menarik Another point I pick up. Tak sempat begini question ni. Pick up banyak point You can learn from your subordinates. That's another point yang orang selalu tergagah-gagah, perasaan-perasaan bagus. Kita belajar kat bawah and by peers as well.
Yeah.
So, dah banyak-banyak buat project ni, indirectly, directly, setting decisions, have a hand in policies, whatnot kan. What, from your experience, what's the biggest challenge or main challenge of running projects, say in Malaysia lah, in our local industry? What's the biggest challenge or main challenge of running projects, say in Malaysia lah, in our local industry?
I have to, because when I was working, last time I used to be a lot in the project owner side. So the project owner side has unique challenges, and now I'm working with the other side, which is the contractor side, and the contractor side also has their own unique challenges. So to answer your question and to share with you, I would say that from the project owner side, it is to get the right capable contractor, and then in terms of the project cost or the time, that is separate. Also a challenge, but you can include that as part of your project strategy if the project is, say, schedule driven.
Mhm.
So your project strategy should suit your schedule driven. If your project is not schedule driven, quality, or so your project strategy or implementation plan should be chosen to suit that. So on the owner side, majority of problems I see came from getting the right capable contractor at the right cost. At the right cost. You know, owner would definitely want to have the cheapest project.
Yeah.
And some, unfortunately, are willing to award the contract at the cheapest. Yeah, cheapest, because it would raise their IRR. Yeah, so cheapest, and sacrifice on the quality or the capability of contractors. So in the opposite, on the opposite side, on the contracting side, if you were the time change, depending on the period where we are in now, contractor side, the most challenges, of course, is to make sure that the quoted price can win the project. Yeah, can win the project, and it is very competitive now. Generally speaking, it used the margin for a normal lump sum contract. On good times, it would be between 20-25%, but now it's less than 15 or even single digit. So on the contractor side, to be competitive and to win the job is a big challenge now. It's a big challenge now. And of course, on the contractor side, if you were to ask many of them, they would also say that the challenge is on the supply chain to get materials. And Big contractors, they're generally okay, but I've seen smaller contractors, even when doing bidding, when they want to get quotation to get material from supplier. Most of the suppliers say, "Who are you? You just want quotation. You're not going to give us job." So, they tak layan. They wouldn't be entertained. So, um, big, big challenges on both sides. And uh, every project, every circumstances is different.
Yeah.
It's different. Yeah.
Okay, let's go on a more positive note. Kita cerita pasal project challenges. What about the key success factors? The flip of it. Ada rahsia kejayaan tak? Apa yang typical for all projects that our audience can learn that can make the key success factors from your perspective?
Yeah, I've been on successful projects. I've been on projects that have had problems. But success factors is good contracting strategy that suits the business needs. Selection of a good experienced contractor. And also have a well-experienced project personnel on both sides. Having said that, in projects, if you go through tendering process, if you are on the owner side, the contractor knows this. You have to do a proper tender evaluation or bid evaluation. From experience, there are only 3 key items that you need to evaluate. The rest depends. I would, to make sure that you have a good contractor, that suits your project. First of all, you need to assess the contractor's experience. You wouldn't want to appoint a contractor that has never done a house to build your house, right?
Yeah.
It's a similar concept. You want to build something, you want to do something, get somebody who has similar experience. Not exactly, but similar experience, same capacity, same amount of work. So assess and evaluate properly the contractor's experience. Second, this should be part of the evaluation criteria. Look at their key personnel. I've seen same companies that perform differently in various projects and the same company.
Yeah.
And what makes the difference is the people they have there. The team A or team B or team C.
Exactly.
Some people have asked me, about the factors, how much companies influence into, the project compared to personnel. I would say the key personnel is more than 60-70%. Its importance. Company, yes, in terms of their processes, system, culture, but from experience, I personally believe that selecting key personnel, if you are the owner's team, you go and see who are the project manager, and you go and have conversation and see whether you can work with that guy or not. Not just on paper.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about about project manager only, but all those engineering manager, procurement manager, construction manager. The key. Not everybody, but key personnel. So companies experience, key personnel propose. You need to review that. And then the third one is execution strategy. In bid evaluation, in tender, you would normally ask, give us your plan execution strategy. Read that. How do they intend to execute the project? Because execution strategy will demonstrate their understanding of the work. But yeah, if you are able to evaluate and assess that and make your decisions based on that, I'm sure that you'll have a big chance of success. Of course, depending on the commercial. If
Satu nasihat satu benda yang perlu ada kepada semua project stakeholder. Apa dia kena faham? Kalau dunia ni kita boleh tukar kan? Kita boleh semua orang terus faham benda.
Such a complex question. I'm not answer pun. One fundamental that is applicable to all stakeholders.
Yes.
I would say have the courage to do things that are unconventional.
That's a good one.
Have the courage to do things that you believe can help you in your project, even when the norms doesn't do that. To elaborate a bit, and nowadays I'm seeing a lot of creativities being implemented in project management, from the typical lump sum project to a mix of lump sum and unit rates or reimbursable, to various contracting strategy. I'm glad to see that people are trying to understand that project management involves managing risk. You don't put in risk to the contractor where, for example, for undefined scope of work, and ask the contractor to do lump sum. I've seen clarification questions, contractors send, this scope, we still don't know because we need to open it up, only then we know how much to, and I've seen, owners response, hey, you quote lump sum, you put in maximum exposure, and I'm sad when I see that, because it's not their money, it's the company's money. If it is their own, if they take ownership, they wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
They would say, okay, unit rates or remeasurable, reimbursable. But anyway, I've seen many strategies that have been adopted, and I'm pleased to see that to suit the business needs. And so which relates back to my question is, have the courage to do things that are not normal. If your norms is this, if you think that you need to do this, stand by, explain, and do it. So having the courage to do unconventional things is important. It's very critical even for sponsors, directors, project personnel. Have that courage. I don't think you can. I appreciate the invitation for this conversation because most of the things you cannot find from books.
Yeah. Alright. Banyak dah dapat ni.
Alhamdulillah.
Maybe we go to the next segment.
What segment is that?
Oh.
You always tend to have surprise.
Kita kan kena ada courage to kan.
Yalah tu.
Okay, this is the rapid fire segment. 10 questions. Okay lah, 10, 11. I will give you 2 words.
2 words?
Or 2 phrases. Or 2 statements each time, each question. And you tell me which one you prefer.
Oh, okay. You give me options.
Yeah.
A or B.
Yeah.
I select.
Which one closer to you, which one you prefer or more important.
Okay.
Okay.
No problem. I think
rapid fire means it's fast.
Okay.
Laju-laju jangan fikir 2-3 minit. Okay. If necessary, you can elaborate a little bit, explain a little bit why you choose one over the other. There's no right or wrong answers. Tapi untuk psychologists, maybe they can profile you lah. No. Tak sangat lah. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
First question.
Come on.
Red or green?
Green.
Boy. Green. Okay, red ni macam delay.
Nah, traffic light. I don't like stop.
Kena berhenti lah.
Tak pasal-pasal kena berhenti.
Okay. Nasi lemak or roti canai telur?
Nasi kandak.
Kena pilih salah satu.
Nasi lemak.
Nasi lemak. Okay. Okay, nasi lemak. Kenapa nasi lemak? Tak roti canai telur, ada telur.
I like both, but the first thing that came to mind is nasi lemak.
Okay, subconscious answer lah. Okay.
Now the first one is nasi kandak, of course.
Okay. Ni tak letak nasi kandak lah.
Okay. I would suggest you to change that.
Okay, nasi kandak or laksa. Okay. London or Tokyo?
Tokyo.
Oh, kenapa? Tadi belajar banyak kat London, Netherlands, Europe.
I know my son
Tokyo.
is doing masters in Japan. My wife is there now.
Okay. Risk management or HSE management?
Risk management.
Is it because it's motherly? Lagi besar?
I believe that HSE management should fall under risk management. So if I select risk management, it would cover the same thing.
Okay, next one. Leading one mega project or leading one program with thousands of projects?
One mega project.
Okay. Kenapa ni?
I prefer that one.
Okay. Okay, if you have to outsource, which one you outsource? Project engineering or project control?
Project control.
Project control. Okay. We probably know why. Okay lah, kita bagi something psychological lah yang mudah sikit. Beamer ke BMW ke Mercedes?
Merc.
Project schedule or project cost?
Project cost.
Project cost. CEO of a plant or vice president of a company?
CEO of a plant.
CEO of a plant. Okay. Tak tanya kenapa lah ya. Okay.
No, because it's much smaller. It is complex. It covers a lot of things, but on a slightly smaller scale compared to company.
Better control, perhaps?
Better control. Better control and closer to the subject matter. If you are CEO of plant, you can easily meet the operators, the technicians.
Mm.
If you are at a corporate level, regardless of whether it's a vice president or what, it tend to be a bit far from
The ground.
the ground. And I, I would like, I would like to touch the hearts of
That's your
people.
cup of tea lah.
A cup of tea, cup of Milo. whatever
Cup
it is.
Milo. Okay lah, ni nak
Hmm.
tahu lah you punya sports inclination. Manchester City or Liverpool?
Liverpool.
I've got one important rapid fire question. This is the last one. There's no right and wrong, but choose your answer
Go ahead.
wisely. There's no right and wrong.
Goodness.
Okay, watching this episode of Borak Projex or watching a Tom Cruise movie?
Of course, this episode.
Oh, wow. Great question. Answer.
Of course.
I didn't, yeah.
Because
I didn't know that.
I am enjoying this session. And thank you. Thank you for being a great host.
Thank you, Cik Dzafri, my bro. Thank you for your valuable time and the unmatched courage to be the first guest in Borak Project. You talk about courage now. You've shown it. We appreciate it so much. Okay. Nanti, ada kuih ni, lupa.
Tak apa.
Nanti kita makan and cantik tak mark ni?
Cantik.
The mark is for you. It's yours.
Oh, thank
the
you.
cushion is for you.
Thank you. Borak Project. I mean, nicely designed. I love it.
Thank you.
Well done.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that is a wrap for this episode of Borak Projects, where we keep it real, relevant, and relentlessly project-driven. A massive thank you to our honorable guest again, Dzafri Sham bin Ahmad, for sharing his insights that only experience and multiple scars can bring.
A lot of scars.
Ada scar punya.
Better
Tak
scars.
nampak. And if you get value from this conversation, our episode this time, please like, follow, share, or drop a few comments, 1 or 2 comments, and do not keep excellence to yourself. Yeah. I'm Alex Zulkarnain signing off. Until next time, stay professional, work with integrity, stay excellent, and remember, project leaders aren't born. They are built one lesson at a time. Bye from Borak Projects. Alah, kacau orang batuk. Ganggu. Itu masuk tak kalau bunyi macam tu? Tak masuk. Oh. Ibu masa tu lah.
Have that courage.
Okay, dapat juga gali lah, cari gali. Secret ni kena korek. Ginilah. That every stakeholder need to know lah.
Apa yang nak tanya?
Okay, ginilah. Tanya ayat sendiri lah. Project schedule or project cost?
Project cost.
Project cost. The bottom line.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye from Borak Projects. Thank you.